안녕하세요, Claudio입니다. Hey guys, it's Claude again. This is a recap of How to Study Korean Lesson 2. It's assumed that you've already learned all the grammar and vocab of this lesson and just looking for a quick review. Alright, let's get into it. This lesson breaks down into 4 parts. The first part is 있다. 있다 has 2 main meanings, but for now we're just going to talk about the first meaning, which is to have. Let's look at an example. I have a sofa. In Korean, this would be 저는 소파가 있다. 소파 meaning sofa, 저 meaning I, and 있다 here means have. Another example would be I have a phone. 나는 전화기가 있다. I have a phone. Now notice that the object particles 르 or are not used with 있다. Instead, 이 or 가 are used. Now before talking about the second usage of 있다, let's talk about 에. 에 is a particle that indicates a time or a place. For example, I am in China. In Korean, this would be 저는 중국에 있다. China being 중국 and 에 being attached to 중국 to represent a place. Another example would be the tree is at the door. 나무가 문에 있다. 문 being the door and 에 being attached to the door to show that it's the place. Now 에 can also be used to indicate a time. For example, I met my teacher at 5 p.m. In Korean, 5 p.m. would be marked with 에 to show that that's the time that this happened. But that will be discussed more in later lessons. Now let's go back to 있다. The second meaning of 있다 is to be at a location. For example, if I wanted to say, I am at the tree, well in Korean this would be 저는 나무에 있다. 저 being I, 나무, the tree. 에 is what we just learned, the particle that indicates a place, and 있다 being I am at that location. Another example is I am at the room next door. 저는 옆방에 있다. Now, we learned previously that 는 or 은 are used as subject particles, but in this lesson we also learned that 이 and 가 can be. To understand the difference between both of them, let's look at some examples. Note that 99% of the time you can get away with using either one and still be understood. The main difference is that 는 or 은 can be used for comparison. Here, these two sentences can mean the same thing, but they could also be slightly different. In the first sentence, there could be prior context that the cat is on the couch. Now, as for the dog, 강아지는 냉장고 뒤에 있다. The dog is actually behind the fridge. Whereas in the second sentence, no such comparison exists. Let's look at another example. Here the context might be that the principal isn't at the school, but as for the teacher, 선생님은 학교에 있다. The teacher is at the school. Now in the second sentence again, there is no such comparison. That's it for this lesson. Make sure to check out the other videos that go along with this lesson. Links for all of these will be in the description below.